Okay, so what I've done here is I made a circuit utilizing the Arduino Mega 2560. And in this circuit, I'm including the use of this keypad entry. This came with the kit. And this keypad entry allows you to input 10 digits, 4 letters, and 2 symbols, which is a star and a hashtag or a number symbol. And the circuit's going to use 2 LED lights. The illuminated one is red, and the unilluminated one is green. And there's also a little servo motor here that's resting at position 0. As well as using this hardware, I'm going to be utilizing the serial monitor that's included with the Arduino Integrated Development Environment, or IDE. Now, I wrote a program that starts off saying enter passcode, and right below it is the passcode. I wrote it on there so I wouldn't forget. It's there. And the way it works is that nothing here actually does anything until a correct passcode is entered using this keypad. And what I would do is punch the numbers on the keypad in the appropriate letters. Then I would hit the hashtag or the number sign button. And it will go in, and there will be a string check to make sure that what is input equals the passcode that I've set in the sketch. So I'm just going to demonstrate how this works. Sorry. When I've done putting in the correct passcode and I hit the number sign, this red LED light turns off, the green LED light turns on, and there will be a message on the screen that says access granted, I believe, or passcode correct. I can't remember what I wrote. Then, any number that I put into the pad that is between 0 and 180, when I hit the number sign, the servo motor is going to turn to that specific degree. So if I was to hit 90 degree, the servo motor is going to come out at 90 degrees. So I'm just going to demonstrate how this works. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to punch in every correct number except for the last one, just to show what happens if you don't put in the correct passcode. So I'll be starting with 6734 D A C, and then I'm going to write C again just so you can see what happens. 6 7 3 4 D A C C. Now I'm going to hit the hashtag number for input. It says incorrect passcode, and then you start over. You'll have to put in the correct passcode. So this time I'm going to put in the correct passcode. 6 7 3 4 D A C, and I'm just going to pull it away. I will put in the correct letter B. I just want to show what happens. So I'll hit B. You can see on the screen it says B. Now I'm going to input, and the light turned green. And on the screen it says access granted. So now, any value I put into the keypad and hit the number sign, with the exceptions of the letters, they will all be read as 0. If I type in a number here, then the servo motor will move to that position. And I've only got 2 hands. I'm going to see if I can turn it on this side. so that you can see the servo motor move. So I'm going to type in 90 degrees, 90, and nothing happens until I hit the enter sign, but you can see on the screen I've typed in 90. Now I'll hit the number sign, and the servo moves to 90. And now I'm going to move it back to 0. And now I'm going to move it to 180 degrees. Now my servo is a little out of whack. This should be 180 degrees, but it's looking to be about 175 degrees. I'll go to 0 again. I'll go to 1. You barely notice a movement. I'll go to 5, a little bit. Go to 15. I'll go to 45, 90. Oops, I put it on 60 actually. Go to 90. One, 45, 0, 180. Now if I start punching in other numbers, oops, sorry, like B, D, just reads at a 0, then it goes back. Like keep hitting 0, and they're kind of like invalid entries. Sorry. Now, this would be useful if you wanted to, if you had some embedded electronics or a robot that you wanted to have private access to and you had your passcode memorized. Green light is lit and you have access to it. Now, when you're done, if you wanted to restrict access, then you can actually type in the correct passcode. So I'll type in restrict. But I'll make a spelling mistake. Oh, I'm sorry. I accidentally closed the serial monitor. I'll make a slight spelling mistake. I'll go act. And it says invalid entry, and then it respells what you said. Restrict. I spelled access wrong. And you can see the green light still lit, and I can still position the servo motor. So this time I'll spell it out correctly. Capital R, restrict. Capital A, access. I'm just going to pull back. I'm going to hit enter, and there. It says access denied, enter passcode. And now I have the red light on. If I hit 90, nothing happens. All it's doing is actually reading my input as possible passcodes. Nothing's going to happen until I hit the correct passcode. I'll do that again. Passcode too long. Well, that's one thing I forgot to show, that if you put in too long, you have to start over as well. And I'll hit enter or hashtag. Green light is on. Access granted. And now I can move this servo motor back to 0. So this would be useful if you wanted to restrict access to your embedded electronics or your robot. And of course, you don't have to use just this keypad. It could be, if you have the technology, you could do it through Wi-Fi or a remote control unit. One more thing I wanted to mention about this circuit, which uses the keypad, is that when it comes to controlling the servo motor, I can use the keypad to punch in the degree that I want the motor to move to. But you can also utilize the keyboard itself. So I'll type in 145 and I'll hit enter, and the servo motor moves there. Just a little extra I wanted to include.